So you feel you're destined for success, yes? You feel you're destined for online business to work out and you're gonna make money online and you're gonna drop out and you quit your job and go travel and eat the best diet and live full freedom. You feel you're destined for that life, don't you? Well, let me tell you, your certainty of success is probably what's going to fuck you over. Because I had this certainty myself. I hit 2K per month with online coaching when I was 14 and I was certain that I was gonna succeed and scale up further and drop out and live that life. And that certainty made me lose my entire fucking business and go into the worst rut I've ever been in. And I'm at 10K per month now. And I almost lost my business at the current day due to this certainty that I'm going to succeed, which is why I'm now making this video for you, because I do not want you to go through this too. What's going on, bro? My name is Sam Walford and I'm a 17-year-old dropout entrepreneur from Coventry in the UK, and I help young men, probably just like you, to launch their online coaching business, self-improvement coaching, and hit their first 1 to 3K per month. I'm currently at 10K per month myself. I've dropped out, I've traveled Europe. My average client makes $3,700 and I've actually helped over 500 young men exactly like you to start coaching as well. Because right now in your current life, you're probably in school, you're in a job, not super content, you're surrounded by people you don't particularly want to be around, like the, teachers putting the fucking propaganda on you and everything. I mean, you know that isn't true, okay? You're past that, you're an intelligent guy. The reason you're on self-improvement, you're trying to start an online business is because it's kind of arrogant to say, but you are better than like the average guy. And it's like, you come home, you're living with your parents and, you're probably eating a pretty decent diet, bulking in the gym and everything, but it isn't ideal, and you got to check your bank account for shit, and it's like, you're not super comfortable with the life you're living. It's not probably a super horrible life, or maybe it is, and in that case, like, sorry bro, but you're probably somewhat comfortable with your life, but it's really not the best. Like, you really do want to achieve this dream, and you're destined to achieve this dream, kind of like the life I'm living now, not to fucking flex on you, but being able to work on your business full time like I am, go traveling when you want to go traveling, make money online, like not have to fucking, check your bank account all the fucking time when you're trying to buy shit. You feel you are destined to be able to live that. Yet at the same time, your life still looks the same as everybody else's. But then you think about, this big goal you're going to achieve, 10K per month, or even just like 2K per month maybe. And you feel like so good when you think about that. That sort of life I just described, you probably have a much more accurate representation of it in your little brain. But that life, it feels really, think about it, it feels really good when you think about it, doesn't it? You fucking positive brain dopamine chemicals go off in your brain when you think about that life, don't they? And of course, you've also heard successful people say that you need to be certain of your success if you want to succeed. And so it's kind of like, when you think about your goal, you feel good, okay. You've heard other successful people tell you that thinking about your goal and being certain of it in this way is a good thing. Okay. And so overall in your brain, because if you sort of get introspective in your brain, you can see that actually when you think about your goal, you just constantly feel good, and you've got so much positive reinforcement in your brain to basically say that thinking about your goal and being certain about your goal and having a strong vision is really powerful and a really sort of big indicator of future success. But bro, okay. I can tell you that having that clear vision, because I very much am very visionary to in what I want to achieve, and we're going to go over my stories because I've mentioned them earlier. We're going to go over my stories eventually. I believe I'm a very visionary person too. It's like I see my goals, I want to fucking achieve them, okay. But I can tell you that being so certain and so sure that you're going to achieve it is probably the reason you're still stuck here wasting your valuable youth, stuck in the system, living like everyone, like all the fucking other normal people, being forced to be around them when you don't want to live that. Being certain of you achieving is probably the reason you're still stuck there. And like I said, being certain of success is good. Having a strong vision is good because, it gives you motivation and everything to work hard. And I mean, let's say in some other fucking world where you thought success was impossible, like the complete opposite, in that other world, I mean, you won't ever succeed at all, and so it's kind of like you need to believe that success is possible to be able to succeed. But the thing is, being too certain of success, kind of like you are, like I was, okay, this is gonna make you have a fucking big-ass realization, okay, bro? But being too certain of success in that way is, in a form, mental masturbation, okay? In that you thinking about your goal, oh yeah, I'm gonna achieve it, yeah, it's gonna be fucking awesome, bro. You thinking like that It releases so many fucking positive brain chemicals, it makes you comfortable. Because in your mind, you're like, oh yeah, it's gonna be so fucking awesome. Like, yeah, I'm not super happy with my life right now, but yeah, when I achieve that in the future, that's gonna be so fucking awesome. And you're like, yeah, I'm going to achieve it. It's going to happen. I can't wait until it happens. And you're like, yeah, I've got to do some work. I'm gonna do some work in it, but it's gonna fucking happen, man. It's gonna be fucking awesome. It's literally like a fucking form of mental masturbation, bro. Like being so certain and so sure that you're going to achieve it, it causes you to be complacent because there's it gets rid of that fucking fire under your ass, you know. There's no fucking stakes because, like, if you feel I'm going to achieve regardless, you know, I'm definitely going to achieve this, it's like regardless of what happens, you're going to achieve it. And so you don't have that fucking fire under your ass to go and fucking, like, achieve that goal. You end up kind of, like, living your life in the future, not the present. And so your present situation, which is, you know, somewhat uncomfortable, it's like you just disassociate from it. You know, and it's like you disassociate from it and you like numb the pain. And so the pain of your current situation, you no longer feel it because you're sort of like numb to it. And you're kind of like partially living your life in the future. And you're probably thinking, oh, nah, I'm still going to achieve it. Like, Sam, yeah, you're probably sort of right, but I'm still going to achieve it anyway. Like, bro, fucking wake up, okay? Wake up and realize that there's the fucking like weird mechanism in your brain being so certain of success is making you comfortable and making you complacent. Because deep down, you know I'm fucking telling you the truth, okay? And there's probably a fucking like pain resistance part of your brain that's like stopping you from fully realizing this, okay? Fully fucking realize it, bro. Okay, this fucking weird shit in your brain, living your life in the future, is the reason you're complacent. It's the reason you're still stuck where you're at. It's the reason why you think in your brain, oh, I only need to put a few hours a week into YouTube and then it's all good. Like, if you're doing fucking YouTube on a low ticket course, then it's like, oh yeah, I just do fucking like, you know, 10 hours a week on YouTube and shit. And then in the future, when I get a big audience, when I blow up, then I'll make my product. And oh yeah, I've only got to put a few hours a week into it because like it's a long game and, you know, I don't need to do too much, man. You're fucking comfortable, bro. You're comfortable and you're complacent living where you are now, okay? And you are not going to fucking outcompete me and outcompete the rest of us if you continue like that. And I know I'm fucking sounding like fucking big alpha male Andrew Tate-esque right now, being like, you got to lock in, bro. But seriously, okay, you are complacent. Just get that in your mind. You are complacent. And then you're probably thinking, oh yeah, you know, okay, I'm a bit complacent. I'm not working as hard as I could do. I'm still doing some work. And like, yeah, I'm probably not going to achieve the goal as fast as I can. I'm still going to achieve the goal. That's probably what you're thinking right now, isn't it? You're probably thinking, oh yeah, Sam's just saying I'm not going to achieve the goal as fast as I can. I don't care too much about achieving it as fast as I can, but I'm still going to achieve it anyway. That is the same fucking weird thing in your brain, okay, telling you that you're going to achieve that success. I can tell you what that is. That's like the current version of yourself being scared of fucking being killed, okay? The current version of yourself who's comfortable where he is, he's fucking scared of going and living this new life because obviously, you know, he's fucking scared of going out into the wild because he doesn't know what's out there. Okay, that's the fucking current version of you. Okay, telling your brain that, yeah, I'm going to achieve it eventually. Because that fucking current version of you, like that fucking like weird resistance in your brain, okay, that knows that if you continue on with this complacency, you aren't going to continue it. But then it fucking whispers poison into your ear, telling you that, yeah, I'll achieve it eventually. Fucking wake up, bro. Okay, wake up. Because even worse, you might now be thinking, oh yeah, but I am making a good bit of progress. Like, yeah, okay. You know, it's like, yeah, I'm putting some work in, you know, it's not as much as I could do. Sam's got a point with that. I'm not doing as much work as I could do. But, I mean, I am making progress. I am getting views on my YouTube video. I've also just got my, like, first little sale the other week, maybe. And you're like, yeah, okay, but I am making progress. So, like, you know, Sam's not really got a point. You're in an even worse situation. Okay, if you kind of feel partially proud of yourself for like making progress despite not putting as much effort as you could do in, and you feel, you know, even more comfortable with the progress you're making, that is going to breed even more complacency. Because if you're comfortable with the position you're at right now, you will get complacent. Okay, you'll stop putting, because I mean, you think about in the past, you know, maybe a few months ago, you might have been more locked in that back then. And then you were probably putting the work in then. The results you'll get today is from that work in the past. Okay, and so if you're still getting results today, it's not because you're doing enough now, it's because you did enough in the past. And you're probably feeling complacent now, meaning you're not doing enough work now. And the thing is with complacency, it's not just like an instant snap, you fucking die, okay. Instead, it's very much like having a fucking frog in a pot of boiling water. Like, you probably heard this analogy. If you fucking like, you know, imagine you got a fucking live frog and you put it in a pot of boiling water, the frog will fucking go in the water and jump out because it's hot, okay. But if you just put the, you know, frog in some, you know, warm water, some nice temperatures, like some comfortable water, and then you slowly increase the heat, the frog doesn't sense it. The frog doesn't sense the heat increasing because it's gradual, and the frog fucking boils to death. That is what's happening to you. You're right now, you're in the fucking nice, warm, comfortable water. Yeah, oh yeah, it's, you know, it's nice, it's warm, it's comfortable. Yeah, I'm doing good. I'm not doing a ton of work, Sam's got a point with that, but I'm making progress. But then you get complacent, and you continue avoiding the work. You don't put as much work in as you could do, okay? And then that causes the water temperature to increase as shit gets worse, okay? And then from there, you start to boil to death, not realizing it, okay? And I've got so many fucking stories and I don't know the word, not analogies, but stories of this happening to me. Because the thing is, you need pain to move. Like, yeah, you can have the vision for what you want to achieve, and you can feel, you know, you can get the fucking positive brain chemicals and work off motivation and shit. But motivation and like these fucking positive brain chemicals of achieving your goal, which you're probably running off right now, okay, they aren't gonna last forever. You know it's not gonna work if you fucking constantly live on motivation, bro. I mean, you already know that if you constantly work only from motivation, you aren't gonna fucking succeed. You need pain to move. And I've learned this lesson the hard way, okay? I've learned this lesson so fucking hard. Like that story I said about when I was 14 making 2K a month. Basically what happened there, that was like the start of 2024 it was, and very start of 2024, I really fucking locked in on my coaching business, like self-improvement coaching, and I grinded and I tried shit out and it failed, and I didn't get any results, but I kept pushing through. So like January 2024, February, and then by the very, very end of March, what happened was my business fucking blew up and I was like, yes, bro, this is working, it's awesome, and I felt so fucking good, okay. And what happened there is I kind of like wanted to celebrate my success in a way, and you know, it all started with, oh, you know, I'm doing good. I don't need to do as much work because I'm already doing solid. I'm happy with where I'm at. And so like one night I just start watching some YouTube or some shit instead of doing the work. And then that was sort of become, oh, you know what? I actually feel like playing fucking FIFA again, you know. And so I'll go back and I'll install FIFA. Oh, fucking FIFA costs £50. That's fine. I've already made the money. I can afford the fucking £50 for FIFA. And I start playing FIFA each night. You know, and it's only an hour each night, it's fine, you know, I'm already succeeding. And then it becomes an hour and a half. Oh yeah, I'm already doing good, bro. And I'm still running off the success of my previous work, okay. And so that continues, and that continues, and that continues, and I get more and more complacent. And it gets to the point where I'm doing very, very little work. I'm just barely responding to the messages I'm getting. I'm not really doing anything new. And my income starts to go down, but it's like, yeah, okay, 1.5K a month, you know, that's still decent, you know, it's not what it was before, but I'm happy, I'm comfortable with where I'm at, I don't need to put the work in. And that continues, to the point where in August, I was making like $150 a month, and I was basically broke. And at that point, it was the summer holidays, you know, no school. I was literally fucking waking up at 4, 5 p.m., bro. I'm not even kidding, I was fucking waking up at 4 p.m., bro, all right? And I would get up, and I'd feel so depressed because I woke up so late. And so I'd go out for some, I'd run out in the fields and shit. I'd be like, oh, fuck, bro, I've just got to escape. And then I'd get home, and because I woke up at 4 p.m. and I'd go out for like walking for a couple hours, I'd get back at like 9 p.m. and I'd feel like my day was starting at like 9 p.m. And then I'd feel so fucking depressed that I'd just go back and fucking escape to the video games again. And I fell into like the worst fucking rut of my entire life then, bro. And it took, I'm not even going to go into that, man. It took so much to climb out of that, bro. It's a lesson I'm glad I went through, because that's how I learned about this complacency. But even now, bro, because at the moment, I'm at like 10K per month now. And I won't lie to you, I live a really fucking comfortable life. And I said, like, I almost fucking lost my business to this, okay? I live a comfortable life. Like, I can tell you right now, I'm making roughly about 10K per month, okay? I've hired a closer, okay, Evan. If you know it, I don't know how well you know me. If you know Evan, like, he's my closer. He's taking a lot of my calls for me, okay? So I'm not doing like a ton of work in terms of taking calls, because like taking sales calls and shit is very much like mentally demanding work. So I haven't got those sales calls. You know, a lot of my work is just sort of sending messages or making YouTube videos, which I'm going to start, and that's a whole other thing. But, you know, there's not a ton of work for me to do. It's very like sort of higher leverage work, you know, and it feels like more like CEO work, and it's a lot more fun work to do, you know. And it's like, I've got an abundance of good food. I eat like steak and eggs. I've got as much good food as I want. It's like fucking ordering from, you know, the fruit and shit from, I basically get my meat directly from the farm, from like the butchers now, which is pretty sick. You know, but I eat as much as I want, as much as good food as I want. And it's like eating fruit, like it's becoming warmer now. And I always get like much more like cravings for eating fruit. I only eat like meat, eggs and fruit. And I get much more like cravings for fruit. When it comes to like summer and it gets warmer. It's getting warmer now. The weather's nice, so that's another thing. Feeling comfortable in the nice weather and everything. Okay. And I mean, I can show you my steak here. It's actually sitting in the sun right now, drying out. And look at this shit. This is my steak here, bro. You You know, it's like I've got my coffee and everything. I'm sitting out here in the living room with my nice laptop and everything. And it's like what I was saying about the fruit. It's like I have all the fucking like Tesco's finest shit, you know, like the fucking best fruit you can get from the supermarket, and I've got as much as I want, and I've got all like the expensive like fucking all natural fruit juice, and you know, I'm living in abundance. I've not got a ton of work to do. You know, I've got full-time freedom. I do whatever the fuck I want with my time. If I want to go out walking, I go out walking. I've got the best mentorship. You know, I've got the fucking nice phone. I've got the nice AirPods. I'm going to be buying like the newer AirPods as well. I've got a fucking nice camera. Life is nice, and to be completely honest with you, bro, living in abundance is fucking awesome. And I'm not even like, I'm not saying this like to be fucking flexing on you. I mean, this could be sort of motivational. Living in abundance is fucking awesome, bro. And it's like every now and then, whenever I want to, I can just go traveling. Like I went up to Scotland about a month ago. About a month ago, I went up to like Scotland and just fucking stayed in some remote cabin out in the mountains for a week, bro, you know, and that was just awesome. And the reason I did that is because I wanted to get away from my work and go fucking start writing a book, and that's a whole nother thing. Like, abundance is fucking awesome, bro, and the thing is, I'm only at 10K a month. I of course still have like bigger goals. Like making more money is not really a huge particular goal for me. My like big ass goals are mostly more so like building big influence on YouTube, like really changing the world with YouTube, like more sort of mission orientated shit. And like eventually I want to reform the education system in the UK. And in my mind, I'm like, yeah, I'm going to do that. I'm going to do that eventually. I can't do that right now. I'm only 17, but I'm going to do that eventually. Because I feel fucking destined to do that, bro. Like, I feel destined to reform the education system in the UK. I won't lie, that I know it's going to happen. I have full fucking certainty that it's going to happen, bro. But the thing is, you can see where this is going. I'm living in abundance now. I'm living a comfortable fucking life now, okay, where I'm basically running off the work of my past self. And like, I know, I feel like I'm destined for great things in the future. This is basically like, it's just like a fractal version of your life. My life right now is kind of the same as your life, except I'm just on a fucking higher level, but I've still got the fucking complacency shit, okay? And I've realized this because what was kind of happening was, and the builders are here. Interesting. I'm gonna move location. I'm not fucking recording a video in front of the builders working on the front of the house. But anyway, where was I? Yeah, it's like achieving those goals. I know I'm going to fucking achieve them. And I'm always like, yeah, I'm going to achieve that in the fucking future. You know, it's going to happen. I'm certain that it's going to happen. I've had this fucking vision, this dream of reforming the education system for like over almost a fucking year now. Like, yes, I'm going to achieve it. It's like my fucking big life goal, and like, yeah, it's fucking nice where I'm at right now. And it's like, I kind of realized I'm fucking living in complacency, bro, because I've realized the symptoms of this, because I didn't really see the core problem at first. I only saw the symptoms of it, okay? And it's like when you've got like an illness or something, you don't see the illness, you see the symptoms of the illness. And I started to like see the symptoms of this, primarily being that I just didn't want to do a lot of like the more manual work. In the this is a side point, but in a business, it's like, you can have like different gears of a business, okay? Where it's like, there's like, you know, let's say gear 5 is like doing YouTube videos, a low ticket course, a sales page, like automatic shit where it's very, very scalable. But to be able to make it work, you need to have got a lot more experience and maybe more money to invest in to start it. Like a YouTube channel, for example, it's like, I've got an editor, a thumbnail designer, I've got a nice camera, I've got experience in my niche. That's what I need to make YouTube work. And that's like why YouTube's quite a gear 5 thing, but then YouTube's infinitely scalable. Whereas a gear 1 thing would be more like, you know, sending cold DMs and messages, you know, going on sales calls, doing like coaching like that. Like more manual things where they're way less scalable, but they're much easier to start out with, if that makes sense. And it's like, I started to feel like I was above like more of the gear 1 tasks, like sending the messages, taking the calls. You know, I started to really feel like that just, you know, that wasn't me, in that like I was too intelligent, you know, and I was too much of like a CEO business owner, like, oh yeah, that's just the fucking work for Evan to do to take the sales calls and shit, you know? And it's like, I started avoiding just sending like cold DMs and shit, you know, even though it's like, it's what, you know, I could make me more money. It's like, I avoided that. And even so, it's like, and even now I don't really have, because I'm going to go into how I solved this in a second. It's like, I didn't have much desire to make more money even. And it's kind of weird. It's like, I went on a sales call for an hour with like some super qualified guy, and I'd, you know, close him for a couple $1,000s. And I'd be like, well, that was an hour wasted. You know, I feel fucking tired now. Like, that's how I would feel after fucking making $2,000 in an hour, or like $1,000 in an hour. And I'd be like, and then I'd sort of like think about that, because that'd be like the symptom, or like I'd avoid doing the messages and like the more of the manual work. And I'd think about that, and I'd be like, what the fuck? Like, why don't I want to make more money? Why do I want to avoid this? And the thing is, the only work I wanted to do was like the sort of high leverage, like, you know, CEO gear 5 tasks, like making videos and hiring people and managing people, and that's the only work I felt pulled to, and like, it was so interesting because I started to set my business up in a way to be more automatic, which would then make it harder to scale instead of me doing more of the gear one shit. Um, and I just realized that I'm just fucking too comfortable. Like, I'm avoiding doing the hard work, which I actually need to do, because I'm like, yeah, I'm going to achieve success eventually. Yeah, I feel I'm destined to it, and I'm comfortable where I'm at now, which is kind of the same as where you're at, in that, you feel you're going to achieve that. You're probably somewhat comfortable in your current life. And so you only put a few hours of work a week into making your videos or shit like that, instead of going out there and putting as much fucking work in as possible to achieve the best you can. And it's like that fucking hungry drive you have inside you, that fucking, young, hungry man drive inside of you. It's kind of like it's just not there anymore. It's like you probably think about when you got on self-improvement, or, you fucking, your crush broke up with you or some shit like that, where you first got on self-improvement and you're in the gym and you're fucking like, pushing really fucking hard, being like, I'm gonna fucking prove her wrong, that you don't have that anymore. Think about that. And I don't really think I have that anymore. And I think it's because we've all fucking just got like complacent, and we've all just got comfortable, and it's like we're in the fucking warm water. The water's no longer fucking cold, the water's heated up to be warm, but the water's gonna get too fucking hot if we don't put the work in. Okay, but the thing is, like, I think what really, really woke me up is like thinking back to like when I was 14 and I got complacent there, because I think that's really where I learned this lesson properly. But it's like you can learn a lesson and then just completely fucking forget it, bro. It's like you needed to be reminded of it into your subconscious like over and over and over again. And I think what woke me up is like I started to feel fear that I was not going to lose the business, but I just started to like feel, I guess, like reflexial fear from like before, like when I lost my business before, because I realized that how I'm living now is the same as how I lived before, and I just kind of like felt fear that I was gonna go down that path again. And the thing is, I started to get complacent. Like, bro, I'll be completely honest in saying that like a couple of days ago, this was so random. A couple of days ago, I had just had like a huge urge to play fucking Retail Tycoon on Roblox, and I ended up fucking downloading Roblox again and fucking playing Retail Tycoon for an hour and spending like fucking like £15 on buying Robux to like fucking buy the cash there. And I was kind of like, because after like an hour, it wasn't even fun, and then I was like, I just like fucking felt the pain, and it kind of reminded me of that rut I was in when I was addicted to FIFA, and I realized like how fucking painful it is, bro, where I would literally like wake up crying. I would wake up before school when I was in that rut fucking crying because I hated my life that much, and I realized how much fucking pain I was in there, and it's like, I did not want to go through that again, and I think that's kind of what woke me up, and that's why I'm making this video now, because I kind of want to wake you up so that you don't have to go through that pain as well. And so, what is the solution to all of this? Well, I believe, and I found, and I don't believe, I'm fully certain, okay. The solution to this is basically not forcing pain and discomfort on yourself, but kind of like bringing it up and like cultivating, pain and discomfort in a way. Where basically, where I was before, like when I was saying I was comfortable playing Roblox and everything, it's like where my level, I was sort of at my comfort level. I was like within my comfort zone, my what do you call it? Comfort zone? Comfort circle? Comfort zone, yeah. Comfort zone. I don't know what the fuck I'm going on about. I was within my comfort zone, okay. And I basically, this will sound odd, but I just kind of like reframed and rewired my brain for my like comfort level to be above where I'm currently at. So imagine like there's a level of like how much progress you've got, if that makes sense, like how much progress you're making. It's like my comfort level was like here, okay? And I was like at my comfort level, Anything above this line is like my comfort level. I was just sort of like at the bottom of my comfort level, I wasn't doing horribly to the point where it's like I felt like, I was doing bad, but I wasn't like doing great. I was just at my comfort level. I basically just moved my comfort level up here, so I'm now below my comfort level. Okay, instead of my comfort level being 10k a month, my comfort level is now like 30k a month. And that sounds really fucking odd, okay. But I can give you like a perfect example of this, and this will make so much sense. You look at like back in like January, for example. January, whereas like January I made like 12k in January. I think December I made 8k in December. So January was like my first 12k month, and like November I made like 2k, I think. So it was like I really just went up. So January I was feeling fucking awesome. Business was going great. Whenever whenever people asked me how much I was making, I said, oh, like 10k a month or 12k a month. Okay. Whenever people ask me that, I would feel so fucking proud, bro. I'd feel so fucking good. I'm like, yeah, I'm balling, bro. I've proved these, all these other guys I was competing with who were also at 2k a month. I'm above them now. I'm better than them. And it felt so good. I said 12k a month. Now when people ask me how much I'm making and I say 10k per month, which is a rough approximation, I feel embarrassed. I won't lie, I feel somewhat embarrassed. And I'm like, there's this guy who I'm like thinking about maybe hiring as my editor, and he asked me like, okay, how much are you making right now? He was obviously just like qualifying me to see if I could afford his services. And I say like 10k a month. And I feel embarrassed. And it's so interesting because it's like the way I've been able to do this, and I'll teach you how to do this as well. I've like surrounded my brain with like other people who are doing better than me, if that makes sense. And it's like I look at other people who are doing 30k, 50k, 100k a month, and it's like I now see like, you know, 100k a month as a decent level. I feel like 30k a month is now my bare minimum. Okay, and 100k a month is now like, you know, the goal. 100k a month is now like what I want to achieve. I just look at the fucking people above me, and I realize that they're no fucking different to me, and that those big numbers are so fucking possible for me, bro. Okay. And I realize that 10k per month, there's so many fucking retards and idiots who are making 10k per month. Okay. And it's just like, shit, the comfort I'm living now is nothing special. I'm no one special right now. And I've got so much fucking further to go. And it's like, I now sort of feel like embarrassed that I'm at 10k per month. And it's like, the thing is, I still like indulge in abundance and everything. Like last night, I fucking watched a movie, bro. And it was a really fucking good movie. And I ate all my food. I ate my steak. I ate my like 20 eggs. And I had all my fruit, you know, all the fucking Tesco's finest expensive fruit and shit. And it was nice. Okay. And like I'm able to indulge in that abundance, okay, and sort of put my brain in that like comfort area in a way. But then at the same time, it's like I halfway through that movie, for example, I went downstairs to like make 10 more eggs because I was still hungry. And when I was down there, my brain was instantly going, I need to make money. I need to like, because there's this problem within the business. I'm not going to go into it, but there was this problem in the business, and it's like, I need to solve this problem. I need to fucking get it done. And like during that fucking break, I just did like some fucking work, like some small little, got some ideas to sort of fix it. I just basically ideated for how I would fix it in a way. And it's like, I just like naturally I'm pulled to work now because it's like I don't want to fucking lose this shit, if that makes sense. And then it's like this morning, for example, I wake up and I'm tired and I stay in bed for like 15 minutes, and then I kind of realize, oh shit, I'm only at 10k per month, bro. Oh shit, and I kind of feel embarrassed. Oh shit, you know, I'm still living with my parents. I could afford to move out if I wanted to. I'm just kind of working here because it's like, it's just kind of easier in a way. I guess that's kind of a comfort thing too, and it's like, oh shit, like I need to move out, you know, I need to go and fucking move to the Côte d'Azur in the south of France, or fucking get some, you know, some high up apartment with big windows where I can work there, which is what I want to live in. But it's like I've kind of forced this discomfort on myself by surrounding myself with other people and comparing myself to other people who are doing better than me. It's like, you know, all the fucking like blue-pilled sad people, they're like, oh, you know, don't compare yourself to people because it makes you feel bad about yourself. They're true. That's true. Like, comparing yourself to people makes you feel bad about yourself, which is why you need to fucking compare yourself to people, bro. Like, you don't want to avoid pain. Like, avoiding pain is just a fucking recipe. That's just copium. You know, that's just coping. You don't want to, you want to fucking feel the pain and go to fucking head on, bro. Because if you try and avoid the pain, it's always going to be there. And you need to realize that righteousness just does not exist, okay? The universe just does not give a fuck about you, bro. And, you know, if you're religious and you believe in God, yes, God does fucking love you, bro. Yes, you know, God has a plan for you. Okay. But realize, like, God ain't gonna fucking love you if you're fucking, you know, giving into lust and you're fucking doing like, what's the fucking like sloth, like tiredness and laziness, and you're idling, you know, you're fucking breaking the 10 commandments. Is the 10 commandments Jewish or is that Christian? I don't know. And that's a whole fucking thing for another day, bro. But anyway, like, you know, God and the universe ain't gonna fucking love you and give back if you aren't putting the work in yourself. I'm fucking righteous and destined. It's gonna work out. The universe loves me. I'm gonna fucking manifest. No, it ain't fucking, bro. You ain't gonna manifest it, bro. Okay, you need to put the fucking work in. You need to realize that failure, or at least you taking 5 or 10 years and like wasting your youth, is entirely and genuinely possible. There are people in this world that take 10 years of grinding, and not even grinding, but like trying to make online business work to make it work. Okay. Realize that. And think, how long have you been trying online business? 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years? Okay. That's a long fucking time, bro, that you've been trying online business for. Hasn't it? That's a lot of fucking time wasted. You need to look at your current situation and you need to compare it to other people. You can use me as an example, okay, all right. Because I'm 17, I'm at roughly 10k per month. I'm doing better than you. I'm the one who's dropped out, who's traveled Europe, who's met up with his friends, who's made a self-improvement documentary with the BBC, who lives in all this abundance with this cool life, with a nice laptop and the fucking newest phone, wherever the fuck it's gone, the newest phone, and the nice shit and cameras and, all this like nice shit and the fucking Whoop band and the AirPods and, lots of cool shit. And it's like, I've got a bench press in my room and it's like, I've got nice running shoes. Like, I'm the one who's living this life, bro. Okay. Not you. Okay. And I'm 17. I've been doing online business for 3 years and I'm probably doing better than you. I mean, the reason you're watching this is because I'm doing better than you. It's fully possible for you to be where I'm at. There's nothing inherently different about me. Okay. There is, because that's the other thing. If you feel that like you're kind of righteous and your like path is set in stone and like, yeah, I'm going to achieve it, it kind of like forces you to achieve it in the long term. By you believing that you will eventually succeed, it kind of takes away your ability to succeed faster. That's another interesting thing I've just realized there. Okay. And so you got to stop fucking thinking, you got to realize like that life is a game and in game you have freedom. Okay. And the reason you are where you're at is your fucking fault. You've got to take responsibility for that, okay, bro? And you don't want to try and, like, go all fucking hyped and, like, try and force the pain and be like, shit, I've done horrible, I've got to fucking fix it. You don't want to fucking try and force that on yourself, bro, okay? Because if you do that and you get aggressive and you sort of, like, get energized and you do that in a fake way, that is just fake and that will go, okay? That will simply just go, all right? You need to basically, the way you need to do this is like feel the fucking like deep depressing pain, that the pain you want to avoid, because the fucking aggressive pain, that's like nice pain, pain isn't inherently uncomfortable, that's like nice pain. Or it's like, when you're fucking doing the bench press, like you fucking feel the pain there, that's nice pain, yeah? You want to feel the pain that isn't nice, the truly uncomfortable pain. And when you fucking hype yourself up, that's nice pain. You don't want to fucking cope and go into that. You need to feel the depressing pain. And the way you feel that is by consistently exposing yourself to people who are doing better than you, seeing them as like you, and seeing yourself as a fucking failure, okay? Us men, masculine males, we grow off failure. We grow from discomfort, okay? We need that. If we don't have pain, we get fucking complacent, bro. You need to like fucking constantly like fucking expose your subconscious, okay, into people with people who are doing better than you, okay. And now you don't want to do this in a way where you're like fucking always seeing people doing better than you and constantly changing what you're doing to copy them. It's like you need to have like your consistent like method for what you're doing and not change that. But then you need to be like, oh shit, these people have walked this path before me and they have done it, okay. Well, not even they've done it before me, they're doing it better than me, okay. And the reason I'm still where I'm at is my own fault. You need to fucking feel that deep, like, horrible pain, I mean, let's say you're around, like, 9-to-5 workers all the time, or, like, in your school you're around other kids who, like, don't do online business all the time. And this is a whole nother thing, but you're around people like that. Then, with that, you're going to be happy being a student. You're going to be happy being a broke 9-to-5 worker. Because you're all around people like that. You don't see it as possible to achieve it. But then if you're around, like, 6-figure entrepreneurs like me, all the time, imagine you just like lived around guys like me, then with that you're going to be forced to become better. That's the whole thing. You're the average of the 5 people you're around the most, because you then become more like them because you sort of feel comfortable being like them. You want to blend in with the pack, if that makes sense. So essentially my action step for you, little bro, is look at me and look at other people who are doing better than you and realize that it's your fault that you haven't succeeded yet, and use that pain and stop indulging in abundance as much. And I'm saying as much because I feel kind of guilty that I'm doing it, and I know I need to stop indulging in abundance as much. But that's a whole fucking fight I'm fighting, bro. And it's like, I really don't want to give away my movies, and I really don't want to give away my nice food and everything, but it's like, I might end up having to. Which is kind of hard for me to admit, but yeah, you basically need to fucking make yourself feel that sort of pain I just felt there, saying I might need to give up my movies, like that's the sort of pain you need to feel as well, to basically push yourself to actually lock in and move with speed, bro. But yeah, if you want to launch your own coaching, your own self-improvement coaching, and you want to hit your first 2K per month, then we actually do have a pay and results offer, okay, where if you don't hit your first 2K per month by working with us, then not only do you not pay us a penny, but we will also actually pay you $1,000 to essentially say sorry for wasting your time. There's of course like a link in the description for you there to book a call in with us if that's something you're interested in. No pressure. If you don't think it's for you or you don't want to, or you want to watch more of my videos first, that's completely fine, bro. But just know that that link is there in case you want to go down that and talk about potentially working with me to launch your self-improvement coaching. But yeah, like, subscribe. I mean, if you subscribe, you'll literally see more videos like this, and I'm hoping if you watch this video to the end, it's been pretty valuable, so that's a good reason for you to subscribe, yeah. But yeah, man, have an amazing day, bro. Really, really appreciate you watching. Have a fucking awesome day, bro. It's time to lock in. Bye-bye, man.